Hey y'all, Kevin here. Have you ever found yourself looking for a rifle that you can shoot inexpensively and have fun shooting all the way out to 300 yards or maybe even just plinking with? Have you ever found yourself looking for a rifle that you can hunt anything from squirrels up to fox and maybe even coyotes with? Well, you might want to look into this rifle right here. This is a Savage Model 93 in the caliber 17 HMR, which is not real well known at the time, but it is up and coming. I have it topped with a BSA Sweet 17 scope, which so far is working out great for me. I'm going to show you some shooting footage, some groupings with it, and even some hunting footage of a squirrel being dropped with a headshot out at 210 yards. Check it out. So since I'm doing a thorough review of a rifle that shoots a little known caliber, the 17 HMR, I figured I'd give you a little overview of the round first. This is a box of 17 grain VMAXs by Hornady. HMR actually stands for Hornady Magnum Rimfire. So basically they make these bullets in two different weights, 17 grain and 20 grain. Most people say that the 17 grain is the best shooting round. That's really what I've been shooting because 20 grain is hard to kind of find. And I've been loving the way these 17 grain Hornady VMAXs have been shooting. It's basically a 22 Magnum neck down to a 17 caliber bullet. And these little ballistic tips are really devastating on animals when they're hitting them as fast as they're hitting them. The muzzle velocity on these bullets is 2,550 feet per second. So wicked fast round, they shoot flat, and it really can be a tack driver when shot out of the right gun with the right optics and the right shooter. So back to the gun itself. Again, it's a Savage Model 93 and 17 HMR. I just got the very basic wood stock here. I like the wood, and this was pretty much the most inexpensive version of it. It comes with a bull barrel, which I am a huge fan of, especially for shooting accurately and precisely. I just think it helps when the gun gets hot or when you need good stabilization and balance in the gun. So it makes it a little bit heavier, but to me it's really worth it as far as getting good groupings out of a rifle. The magazine is located right up in the stock. You know, it goes up into the receiver. It is a removable box mag. I have a 5-rounder. Supposedly they do make 10-round magazines for it. I just haven't gone out and spent the money on it yet, or really had a desire to. I don't know what I would really need a 10-round magazine for a 17 HMR for. I'm sure some people could think of some reasons out there, but I'm not really using this gun for home defense or anything like that. So 5 rounds is good for me right now. So a lot of guys, including myself, like a good, reliable, and smooth bolt on a bolt gun. This gun really does that. I'm going to show you here real quick. So if you want to take your bolt out and clean it or something, the gun is empty. I'll show you that real quick. So I'm going to take it off safe and pull the bolt back. Then to take it out, I simply squeeze the trigger all the way down and remove the bolt. Now you can clean it or do whatever you want to do with it, or clean your gun. A lot of people, including me, like to clean our guns with the patches going the same way the bullet would down the barrel. And just like that, it's back in. And I found this bolt to be nice, smooth, and short to work while I'm working it with the gun on my shoulder for, say, follow-up shots. Some of you Predator guys might really like a gun that is easy to do follow-up shots with. So right now I'm going to show you a short clip of me emptying a magazine out as quick as I can while putting hits on these plates at about 25-30 yards. Alright, I'm going to do some rapid fire here, working a bolt, and just kind of show you how easy this thing is to work. 5 shots. And there you go. So I know the next question that all of you accuracy freaks out there like myself are going to be asking, how's the trigger on this gun? Well, the trigger on this gun is sweet, I have to tell you. If you've never owned or shot a Savage with an AccuTrigger on it, you really should check them out, even if you're not into this gun per se. They make them for all kind of rifles. Savage does, I should say, and they say that this little blade makes it a this little blade that you got to push in before you squeeze the main part of the trigger there makes it a lot safer. I just like it because it's like shooting a 2-stage trigger. You know, you push that little blade in there, and then your fingers kind of putting a little bit of pressure on the trigger, and you just squeeze it, and it breaks like glass. I love it. It's super adjustable too. You can adjust it all the way up to 6 and 6.5 pounds, they say. You can adjust it down as far as 2 or 2.5 pounds. I think factory, they say it's supposed to come in at like around 4 pounds. I got mine, I shot it, and then I touched the trigger down as far as I could. It's super easy to adjust. So next thing I want to show you here on this gun is actually the scope, because this is made for the caliber itself. It's a BSA Sweet 17. It is in 6 to 18 magnification with a 40mm lens on it. I'll show you why the scope is made for the caliber, called a Sweet 17. They actually have the gun doped for you, which is pretty awesome. Right here is my elevation knob, and it's labeled for a 20 grain and a 17 grain bullet, which is the only 2 bullet weights that this caliber shoots as far as I know. And they have it labeled in distance. So say you have an animal standing out there 200 yards and your gun's sighted in for 100 yards, you click in 200 yards on the elevation knob. I have my typical, my Windage right here, and then my parallax right here, and so you can click everything in when you're making a shot if you know the wind, etc. The one negative thing I have to say about this scope is that the clicks on the turrets seem to have quite a bit of play in them. Other than that, clear glass. Great idea by BSA to make a caliber specific scope, so you might want to check it out, especially if you're buying one of these rifles. On my turret, which is actually labeled for distance for the 17 HMR round, go ahead and click 100 yards into there, and I'm going to do the same with my parallax. And my zoom, I'm going to zoom all the way into 18, and I'm going to make sure she's on safe, and put my magazine in, and lock and load, and I'm ready to go. Gonna give you some footage on some groupings that I shot here the other day. This was my very first group here. I knew the gun was high. I hadn't quite sighted it in down as far as I needed to the last time I shot it. So each one of these squares, by the way, on this target is a square inch, and this is at 100 yards. My next group, that is a 5-shot group. pretty darn impressive down here. Yes, that's 2 bullets going through that same hole, and then I have 1 flyer up here. That could have been human error. I don't have any kind of lead sled or crazy expensive shooting contraption like that. And then my next group, I finally got my adjustments down perfectly, I think, this time, and that was shot right after the last group. And so that's a pretty nice little group right there for a rimfire out at 100 yards. I was pretty happy with that. And right before I was shooting these, I actually took out a squirrel out at 210 yards. So I knew the gun was shooting a little bit high, and I did some Kentucky windage, and I'll show you that right now. Pretty crazy. Climbed down for 210. Think I should account for wind or no?
No, because I don't have a meter. I would guess it's about a mile or less.
I'll aim just to his left side, because it's blowing from left to right.
Alright.
Alright? You want him?
Yep.
Adjust my parallax for 200. You ready?
Ready.
Dude, that was like an inch over him, dead center. I'm gonna aim a hair. I'm gonna aim at his foot.
Were you center mass?
Just about. I was just about, and then a little bit left, so I aimed at like his back foot. Are you on him?
On.
All right. Here goes the second shot. Oh, that was just to the right of him, I think. I got him! Holy cow! 210 yards, took 2 shots, and missed the 2. I was very, very close on both of them. And he gave us a 3rd shot, and I hit him right there. So I hope y'all find this review and footage helpful. I thought that was pretty crazy, at least myself, dropping that squirrel out 210 yards with a 17 HMR. I never thought I would make a shot like that with a little rimfire, especially in the head. So it's a bummer the camera jumped there on the shot, but we got it falling and everything, so that was pretty cool. I know I haven't put out videos in a real long time. My deer season just was bad, especially for filming. It was way too warm, and whenever I did see deer, I had camera problems, and I was plagued with broken cameras, quite frankly, throughout the season here. But we do have fishing season coming up, so if you want to see some hunting and fishing footage, check out the rest of the channel. Until next time, I'm Kevin here with Crank and Bang Outdoors.